What's up, everybody? So, took a win today. Counter trend. Was really patient with the trading today, mainly because, well, let's kind of break it down. Mainly because we were dumping, and I was kind of looking for longs. End up taking a long, as you can see. Um, but yeah, let's kind of go through it. So, here's my rationale behind everything. So I saw that we were in this area, and at the time, we had already swept this high. So this is Thursday's high. Now I'm looking at this in terms of, okay, we've swept previous day high, we swept 2 days worth of highs, and then we've come back and we've swept Thursday's high. So I was like, all right, cool. From here, I'm definitely going to be looking for some form of a reaction now. There's no need to think about going higher. More than likely, what we'll do is we'll come lower into a particular point and then look to go higher from there, right? But I was expecting there to be a reaction after taking out this, oops, this high right here. Very faint. Let me just zoom in so y'all can see it. Very faint, but that's essentially what happened. So, down to the 1 hour, you can see it a little bit clearer here. So this is the previous day high, or Thursday's high. This is the super liquidity. Now, what I was looking for to happen was really and truly for us. So I came to the charts around here, somewhere up in here. But I was looking for, the liquidity to get swept. So this, really and truly. And if it wasn't that we were going from there, I was looking for the lower FEG, which is also part of the order block here. All right, which is stacked with the order block. So I was looking to trade a reaction from this area. So what happens? All right, price dumps, and we were all down here, and I was like, oh, is there anything that's gonna help me, look for longs or get in longs? Luckily, price didn't close below, right? And I actually did something that I don't usually do, which is I got in at 9:59. So if you think about the open high close of a candle, right? So let me do it like this. Let me do it like this, so we kind of know what's going on, right? So if you're looking at the candle, right? The candle opens here, goes up, creates that top wick. Unfortunately, we don't have a top wick in this particular scenario. Creates that top wick, then we come lower, we create the low, and then ultimately we create the close. So at 9:59, we were somewhere down here, and I'm expecting us to create that low, that close. Now, what happens for the next candle? All right. The next candle obviously opens, and if it is that we're bearish, we're gonna go higher, then come back to the open, go down to the low, and come back to the close. Now, if it is that price wants to do it the opposite way and continue lower, which happened here, or if we want to do the opposite way and continue higher, then price tends to do something which would be open, low, high, close. That's kind of what I was looking for, and I was a little scared that it might just push lower, take me out, and then go higher. So I don't trade the last 3 minutes of a candle of the 10. Well, the last 5 minutes of the 9 o'clock candle. I don't trade that typically, because of that same kind of formation of a candle. So let's look at it. All right. So price came in to that FEG, respected the FEG, ultimately broke it, but respected it first. We got a reaction from it, and here is the trade. All right. So that's the H1 there. Okay, cool. So that's the H1 there. So let's break down the trade idea. So here's the trade idea. All right. Price comes in, gives us an FEG, a very large FEG. Price comes in, reacts to it, pushes lower, comes back up, reacts to it again, pushes lower. And what happens here is price actually sweeps low. We don't close below, we just sweep the low, which is something that I love to see. And those wicks don't close like that. I love to see that. And what I do from there, I took my entry on the close of this candle. I got filled a little bit lower. I got filled down here, and my stop was below the wick. Actually, it wasn't below the wick, it was at the wick. My overall target was the 5 minute. Whoops, where the hell are we? Here we are. Was this 5 minute high? That's where my target was. I don't know why it moved. There we go. Yeah, that was my overall target. I didn't know if we were gonna get up there or not, but I was willing to take a trade there. Right. So we hopped in. Price pushed lower. Came back up. Then this candle really pumped for me. When this candle pretty much got put in, I went break even. Mainly because I'm counter trend, right? The trend is clearly extremely bearish, but because of where we were in price, and I was expecting a reaction from this H1 FEG, and we had a sweep of liquidity, I was like, all right, cool. Let's go break even a little bit earlier. We have the momentum. Price shouldn't come back down there before we ultimately tap this this high. So I immediately went break even. So pretty quick break even for me, which is good. And then I just let it coast. So yeah, 2.2 R, right? Is that right? 2.3 R. Okay, cool. So I think it was 2.2 when I actually took it. So when I got to 1 R, a little bit more than 1 R, because this candle pumped, and I ended up taking out half my position, and I was gonna let the rest run, but something in my head told me, yo, this doesn't look as though it wants to go higher, because where are we? We just had 3 pushes into liquidity, which is this this large 1 minute FEG. Price, especially looking at this candle, doesn't look as though it wants to go lower. And actually at one point this was even lower down. This was like down here, and I was like, oh, I don't like that. And actually on this candle it was very volatile, like how it was printing. So I got out full risk pretty much at the same spot again. So it's not the biggest trade, right? 1.3 R, you know, it's cool. But it worked out for me very well, and I'm very happy with it. Ultimately, we did come up to it, but luckily I did do that because, as you can see, price came back down, would have tapped me out, break even, and I just would have had one contract on this instead of 2 contracts. So yeah, that's essentially the trade recap. That's what happened. That's the management of it. I think tomorrow's gonna be a really nice day. I do think so, because how it's looking right now is we have news tomorrow and we have news on Friday. It looks like the government's gonna open back up tonight. So tomorrow into Friday is gonna be pretty solid, I hope and pray. So yeah, I'm probably gonna be a little bit more risk on tomorrow and see what we can get. Maybe do 3 contracts, or maybe even 4. Probably 3 contracts, and see what the position is. So yeah, that's trade recap from today. Another win.